today? I hope everyone's doing well. We are going to continue with part 4-1 trial today for case 5. We learned a lot of very, very interesting things about the case last time in the investigation day. So we'll see exactly what happened. There's so much. There's Maya's name spelled out on the stone lantern in blood, so everyone's suspecting her now. Pearl got a note from her mom saying, you gotta channel, you know, your evil sister. And Pearl was like, I don't know who this is, but okay, you know, I'll listen to my mom. But apparently she couldn't channel her because somebody else was channeling Dolly already. Now, who is that person that was channeling her? I guess we'll find out this time. I guess I'll see Godo in court now that Phoenix Wright is back. Godo might want to do his job again. He's like, going against Miles Edgeworth? Nah. Going against Phoenix Wright? Eyes open. Hello, Sunny. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you doing? Same. I'm so excited. Like, what is happening in this case? Like, what ended up... Oh my gosh. I hope they find Maya soon. Like, poor girl has been missing for a very long time. Hello, Jisoo. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? The crab. He's going. Gonna make myself comfortable a little bit here. Oof. Oh, sorry. Stay put, please, Mike. Thank you. Okay. Alright, we're gonna click on our most recent file, bridge to the turnabout here. February 10th, 9:39 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1. Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself? Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya. I'm sorry, we don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall? No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court. Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby? I have to admit, it's kind of strange. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. Hi! Hi, Edgeworth! Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Witness for the prosecution? Wait, but that's my client! What's going on? Did they find Maya? Are they accusing Maya? Wait, what? The prosecution is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard. Oh, man! Squeezing her for a confession! Francisca Von Karma, what are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Francisca isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? Then who is? Who else would it be but Godo? Godo? Francisca is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's... Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godo intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. Touché, I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all of this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your coal onto someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Partner. Ooh, partner! Thanks. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Leeks Doneem, no, I mean Miss Misty Fay. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. Oh, it's going. Yeah, it's getting spicy! Hello, Mars! How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? Gee, I made it before Relia and you to hang out with Dad. Oh my gosh. Hello, Sketch. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. Let me do a shout out for you. There we go. How are you? Missing Dawn Hung hours already. Oh my gosh. February 10th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 7. Oh, before we start, is my voice, like, can you guys hear me okay? I'm sitting a little bit farther away from my mic right now. Uh-oh. Oh, I guess it's chill now that we have this guy, because I was like, hey, that's not the judge we had the first time around, but it's okay, because we're not playing Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney anymore. He's fine. He won't get in trouble. Nobody needs to know that he's actually a prosecutor. It's all chill now. Yes? Ooh, okay. Thank you, Mars. What's this deja vu? Ooh, okay. Thank you, Sketch. You sound perfectly fine to me. Thank you, Sunny. Yippee, I'm glad. We hear everything? Okay. Yippee. Thank you. Court is now in session for the trial. Oh, I gotta do the old man voice. The court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. ... Your Honor, what are you... Who, me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. They're related?! Oh my gosh! No wonder the guy has more hair. That's his younger brother. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Oh no! I guess we found out who inherited Phoenix Wright's fever. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. My poor brother looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. He wanted to hear the tea. He knew this case was gonna be good. It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godo. I understand exactly what you said, at least until the end anyway. Now then, Mr. Godo, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. It's my Godo blend number 54! The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So, then you mean... I forgot it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession make. She better not be confessing that she did it, man. Confession? The defendant? Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first? Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. I wonder if the real person who did all of it, like, threatened her or something, and they were like, I know where Maya is. If you don't want anything to happen to Maya, you better watch out. You better confess. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am the
temple nun undergoing training at Hasakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore. It's alright. What is it? Mr. Wright, you have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident. No. Is she the one who channeled her sister?
Are you actually confessing? Or are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Doneem?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I doubted the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hasakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What?
That's a serious crime, Iris! Oh no!
Order in the court. Order. Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh man! Guys, we're cooked! We're cooked! 3 minutes in court and we're already cooked! 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. He's like, well, my job here is done. That was an easy day of court. Huh, everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. Just happened to be that in this case, it's to murder.
Sip, sip, sip.
Isn't that right, Mr. Trite?
Godo. So this is the confession they were conferring about. Pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris' testimony was all a lie.
Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone?
Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I've been at Hasakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hasakura Temple was run by one of the branch families of the Crane tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but the main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself if need be to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Crane channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey. She was just watching out for her? Oh man, she was blackmailed.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite.
She's naming Maya? Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, she didn't mean protection that way. Oh no. Oh, Maya's in hot water. And we can't even find her yet. Iris, no, please don't tell me you're covering up for her. Okay, sorry, oh, no, you're okay. Did I miss something? Oh, no, we just started. Hello, Alpha. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today.
So, not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her. Whoa, this is news to us. No one mentioned this before.
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor. I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Oh my gosh. I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You could blame her for it. Self-defense? Mystic Elise... But that's her daughter! Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night, and that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Yeah, if she stayed there all along, how could she have done this whole switcheroo?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
The real murderer. I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Objection!
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? I was in the inner temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mr. Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
Venus is like, what? That's news to me.
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There, we all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Oh, Your Honor.
Mystic Elise struck Mystic Maya with her staff.
But why? It was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time?
Why didn't you stop them from fighting? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear.
This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute.
Yeah, this came out of the blue.
She moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Yeah, what was this weapon?
Some... Oh, shoot. Some kind of dagger. And Elise Donim tried to stab her with this weapon to kill Miss Faye.
I just know Gumshoe and I are about to get in lots of trouble for exposing how the staff actually works. It's like, no, she wouldn't have reached into her cloak because it's in the staff. And it's like, Phoenix Wright, how come you and Gumshoe didn't tell us about this before? Gumshoe, your salary's getting deducted. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcester sauce.
Oh, ouch, that's salty. Do you have a problem with the testimony you're hearing from the client? I have many questions.
I do. Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do, but this witness is your own client.
Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine, witness. Let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Wait just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps, you say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me.
Judgy's out of a job. Okay, now let's continue. Nope. Has a sword hidden inside. No one knows this except me and Gumshoe.
Oh my gosh, Gumshoe's gonna get a salary deduction.
She threw her staff away. Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
That's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff.
Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff? Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything wrong about this, Mr. Wright? Yeah, it's odd enough.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with a dagger, I'm sure of it. Let me see what else she tries to say here. She turned things around and then she used the weapon she had taken and lunged forward for a strike. Oh my gosh.
Witness, are you absolutely certain?
Yes, but believe me, she had no choice. The Mystic Maya hadn't done something.
Maya Faye's name would have been written on this autopsy report instead. Yes, I see.
This is bad. I still can't put the pieces together. I only have this to say. Yeah, it's that statement. Lurk while I work, good to see you, really. Oh, hello, Karama. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. Let me do a shout out for you. There we go. How are you? Thank you so much for the lyric. Have a good day at work. It's good to see you too. I hope you're doing well.
So you're saying Maya Faye was the one who stabbed Miss Elise Donim? Sister Iris, is that really something you saw?
Objection!
Trite. If your mug is filled with black and bitter suspicions, the only way to get rid of them is to drink them down quick. Like this. I know that's supposed to be a metaphor, but I don't get it.
Chugging black coffee is definitely a feat. It is very bitter. There's only one thing you need to get right. It's called evidence.
Now hurry up before my next cup gets cold.
You think like Godo gets like caffeine trumbles when he's on the stand? Cause like bro be chugging. Is Godo waiting for me to point out the contradictions? I like to avoid the whole spirit channeling thing if I can. Not only would it be inadmissible as evidence, but I think it might actually hurt her standing with the judge. Two things he's saying did not make sense. One of them is the fact that she said she went to the inner temple, but she said before that she never went to the inner temple. But we have very solid evidence for this one because the other one was just testimony. Or rather, the statement. Because we can actually just show them the staff right now. There we go! Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events. Huh? Miss Dunim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me. But what you can do with the staff is hit someone. Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Felice Donim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Objection!
That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put it? Long sword is unwieldy and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. I felt like he would say that. Well, anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's something strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. But there is something strange about this whole testimony. Oh, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument. Mr. Wright, I have heard another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Dunim would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Because that's her daughter. What is the piece of evidence that points that that's her daughter without making it a little bit too vague? Because the gravy is, that's not relevant at the moment. Because I want to present this, the Crane Master's Talisman. I hope it's not too much of a stretch. I mean, it should make sense, but maybe Phoenix will follow it up and be like, oh yeah, this talisman has significance. The symbol here actually, you know, represents the Crane family, and this talisman's only carried by the master. Because, like, showing the profile seems a little weak.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Godo?
Aw, is it really too much of a stretch? The only thing that seems strange is the angle of Mr. Trite's index finger.
Trite, sticking your finger in an electrical outlet.
You're telling him to electrocute himself?
Otherwise, it might get bitten off the next time you poke it in the wrong place.
Okay, there's probably another piece of evidence then. They didn't like the talisman, so maybe the talisman was too far disconnected. Autopsy report, Chikishito. Dude, it might actually be the profile. That was too big brain for Mr. Udgy to comprehend, I guess. But I was still allowed to drink coffee. I tried black coffee to look cool and I hated it real. Because I can't drink coffee unless, like, it has, like, a really nice flavor already. And it has, like, creamer on top. And then, like, milk and, like, sugar. Whenever, like, I cannot appreciate, like, the specific hints coffee has. You know how like coffee beans sometimes they're just like, oh, this has like a nutty roasty flavor. I have not gotten good enough at drinking coffee to the point that I can determine those hints. I'm just like, oh, it's too bitter. Whenever I see Phoenix through the post, he always looks like Bart Simpson. Ooh, who inspired who? Yeah, I think it has to be the profile in this case. Because the profile does say real name Misty Faye, Maya's mother, and master of the crane channeling technique. So maybe we'll present the profile, and then after we present the profile, then the judge might go like, why do you think so? Because showing a profile, it has a lot of information, but like it doesn't feel solid enough as a standalone in my opinion.
Take that!
Okay, I guess that one's chill. The other one might have been a little too indirect. Elise Doneem would have never attacked Maya Faye. How can you be so sure? Because the victim's real name was not Elise Doneem. Her real name was Misty Faye. Faye? No, not Mystic Misty Faye.
Who is this Misty Faye? Is she related to?
Misty Faye is the master of the Korean channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Faye.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like there's no motive here. Why would she attack her own daughter? Is this really true, Mr. A? Was Elise Doneem actually the great Mystic Misty? This is when we present the talisman. There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea. I can hardly believe it. The idea that she would try to kill her own daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, we might have some facts that have just been presented. One, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that's impossible, except for one little thing. Yes, what is this one little impossible thing? Ha, you still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Could you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee! Oh my gosh, she is caffeine loaded today. You're gonna ruin your health, my friend. That's what I was saying. That's not good for your heart, Godo. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this beauty.
Oh no! There's a dagger too! Oh, it's gonna be hard to explain! Is this the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor. Do you not notice something else? There's blood on it. Oh, ours didn't have blood on it. Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. Ooh, this is getting rough. It's been a while I haven't tried coffee, but I like coffee milk. Ooh. I used to drink coffee quite a lot because it's like if I have time, I'll make a matcha because I feel like my body reacts more positively to matcha. Like it wakes me up and then like I don't get like really fast like heart palpitations when I drink it. But like coffee's like a lot more convenient because you don't have to do the whisking and everything and you could just like go to the store. So I used to drink like a lot more coffee. But coffee was always like a gamble for me because like sometimes it'll wake me up, sometimes if I drink too much my heart will beat really fast, and then sometimes it would just make me more tired. But matcha's been pretty consistent for me, so when I can, I try to drink more matcha. Yeah, his poor stomach and toilet. You know how Maya has a habit of always sending Phoenix Wright to go clean the office's toilet? I just know Godo's like cleaning it like every single day with the amount of coffee he drinks on the daily. In the past, I need a coffee to function in the mornings. Ooh. Have you been drinking less because you've been getting more sleep, Neo? Hello, Neo. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you doing? I'm a problem. No, she's innocent. She's gotta be innocent. Hello, Sugi. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? Hello, I'm a little late for present. No, you're right on time, Cranium. I'll catch you up. Please don't mark me absent. You're here. I've marked it down in my book. Hello, Cranium. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you doing? So, Iris has apparently talking to the prosecution, and she says she has something new to confess. She's saying she saw Maya in self-defense stab Misty Faye because Misty Faye tried to fight her and she bonked her on the head, and then she took out a dagger to try to stab Maya, and then Maya took control of the knife and then stabbed Misty Faye back to protect herself. And now we're saying, hey, that doesn't make sense, because why would she need to throw her staff away if her staff was already a sword? But now all of a sudden they're bringing up a mysterious dagger that has blood on it, so things are getting very, very suspicious. I will sleep soon, unfortunately. Oh, no, you're good. Get your sleep, Neo. Look at my shoes. Ooh, have fun, Neo. I finished the Arc Knights collab for Limbus Company. It's pretty nice. All that's left is to grind currency. Ooh, I'm glad you had a little fun with it. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. People be fabricating evidence out here. Updated autopsy report? Nah, updated evidence list. It's crazy. This late in the case that we found the dagger? Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene? Oh no, we did not. Oh, the pine tree? The dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning. And you're still drinking coffee, sir? Yeah, did you say it was your age just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such a short notice. In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. We also need to check the stone lantern, see if it's the same blood. Dagger found behind a tree in the inner temple garden. The blood is being analyzed now. Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after her having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. It's not looking good for us. Cute girls never lie, ever. You sure about that? Because I happen to know one cute girl that always lies. Cough, cough, Dahlia Hawthorne, cough, cough. About what, Your Honor? About the incident you saw, the battle between the two women. Yes, Your Honor. Doing well, but very hungry, not sure what to eat. We have instant ramen, but it's chill. Me and Scoville Scale are not friends. Oh, what is your spice tolerance, Cranium? Do you have bread? It might be easier on the stomach. I had a little bit for dinner, but I'm thinking of food right now. And I'm starting to get a little hungry. Should I make an instant noodle? Just remember, Godo, 400 milligrams, the maximum intake per day. I know this the hard way. Oh no, I hope you were okay when you exceeded it, Neo. I think Godo's just, he's just gone. He's taken 800 milligrams a day. He's really testing his limits. Or he's just a coffee connoisseur and he's drinking non-caffeinated coffee. That's the only reason he could drink more than 13 cups a day, right? Maybe it's a gamble. Half of his coffees actually do something and the other half don't. Joke's on you, Godo's what is coffee. They say 90% of you is water. Well, 90% of me is coffee. Holy heck, Godo, you and the porcelain throne must be best friends. What's all that coffee? Outside of the courtroom, he just spends like most of his time just sitting on the porcelain throne. Like he never leaves. He and the porcelain throne are well acquainted. Cup and noodle ASMR page. I set aside a cup of noodle earlier thinking I might eat it, but I was like, maybe I'll be healthy and I won't eat the cup of noodle. It's like, it's non-spicy though, that one. It's like not exactly udon, but the broth is very like udon broth reminiscent. Would you drink the monkey poop coffee? I guess it depends on the brewing process. Like, how much are they cleaning it beforehand? If it's clean, maybe a little sip? Cause I know it's like, it's a delicacy, isn't it? Cause it's like also super expensive, and then after it goes through like the digestive tract, it kind of undergoes a fermentation process. I have mixed feelings about it, but if it's clean, I guess sure, why not? You can do the funniest thing ever by pouring coffee into your ramen so that chicken broth. I could. See, then you could get a meal and caffeination all at once, you know? Then you wouldn't be having caffeine on an empty stomach and your stomach would hurt less, you know? There's vision to that. No, not again! Think of the content! Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with a staff. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. That's when Mystic Maya stepped Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. So where's she now? That's a very heartbreaking story. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore. That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. The fact that Maya collapsed has me thinking, what if something went seriously wrong and Maya channeled, like before Pearl could channel Dahlia, what if Maya was the one who discovered the note and wanted to protect Pearl? I gotta look at the note again. Doesn't that specifically imply that that's Misty Faye? Because what if Maya took it upon herself to protect Pearl from that guilt? So she channeled Dahlia instead, not knowing who Elise Stoney was. Or maybe, like, she passed out and then, like, I don't know, the spirit of Dahlia entered her without her actively trying to channel. And then that's why, you know, they were, like, fighting. And then Elise saw her and was like, oh, shoot, you know? You're not my daughter. And then they scuffled. And then Maya collapsed because that was when she was tired and Dahlia left her body. But Mystic Elise was also the one who dealt the first blow. So maybe she was the one who channeled Dahlia. And then, I don't know, I guess we'll see. But it does say the master though. So if Maya read this note, she would have been aware who the master was. Because the master's her mom, and they only have one master, so that part's a little suspicious. Coffee luwak. First chicken broth and the coffee, now coffee and the ramen. We're getting creative! It is the battle ever! Hello, Stingray! How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. Let me do a shout out for you. Here we go, how are you? Oh my gosh, the crossover episode ever! She stumbled briefly after being hit on the head with the staff. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this? What do do you mean? Well, if either of you had noticed, they might not have continued their battle. I wonder if that's true. The two of them were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck?
Hold it!
What happened to the victim's staff then? I'm not sure. Maybe it was very dark, so I really couldn't see. So if she was the one who tampered with the crime scene and moved Mystic Elise's body to the courtyard, then how was the staff just suspiciously at the side of the bridge that was closest to Heavenly Hall? Like, especially if it was flung away. She said the area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. So how could you have planted that staff then? Like, I understand maybe you were carrying the staff back if you were aware. Oh, sorry. If you were like aware of the staff's existence. And then maybe amidst the whole scuffle and the carrying, you dropped the staff and you didn't have time to like go back for it. So that would explain why the staff was, or rather not the staff, but the stone. The stone on the staff was found on the side of the bridge closest to Heavenly Hall. The staff was found elsewhere. So I guess in that sense it would make sense that if she was aware of the staff, the stone could have dropped. And the stone also has blood on it, so her testimony about Mystic Elise hitting Maya in the head could be probable. But this one statement where she said she didn't know where the staff is, that part is suspicious because she claimed she was the one that tampered with the evidence, so I think it got knocked way elsewhere as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second. The dagger struck the lantern and then fell to the ground, and at some point Mystic Maya picked it up. Nothing sounds especially strange yet.
What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her?
Hold it!
You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim? Yes. And Mystic Maya wasn't herself at the time. After all, her life was in danger.
I still can't believe it.
The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point, it's just silly.
As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified.
Your animal analogies have gone quite tiresome.
You're the one who started it. Anyway, so after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next? That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw? We should also check the fingerprints, not just the blood, on that dagger. I'm almost certain. Almost? The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who. Did she just say? But now you were saying that. Yeah, it could have been anyone.
Objection!
We know that Maya Fey was at the inner temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Donim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who?
I don't have anything to counter that yet. The two of them face each other for a moment. And Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. And Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Yes. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. Yeah, it's quite expensive, isn't it, Swogi? I think it's like the fermentation process. It might be that the monkey's guts are very special. So like through that process, the beans, cause I have heard of like fermentation in different ways for like different items before. But yeah, it's like pretty labor intensive because you have to like pick the beans out and everything. So I heard it's quite pricey. How much is it actually? Like exactly? Mr. Khalees managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
Hold it!
that dagger go? I have no idea. It was dark and I couldn't see.
According to the detective who found the dagger, it was stuck into the pine tree in the garden. Most likely it was flung towards the tree after the struggle. That's the most likely explanation, yes. After being stabbed in the stomach, did the victim collapse right away?
Now that I think of it, she seemed to stare at Mystic Maya for a while, and Mystic Maya stood there not moving an inch. It felt for a moment that time had just stopped, but then, suddenly, as if the spell had worn off, Mystic Elise fell over.
Seems like a reasonable story at first, but there's one thing that's completely impossible. The very idea of Maya stabbing someone, that alone is impossible, which means this faulty testimony must contain another contradiction in it somewhere. I wonder if this is really like the case, where we'll talk about like channeling Dahlia's spirit. She stumbled after being hit on the head, but then she dodged her next attack, stole her weapon. Then Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. And that's when Mystic Maya stabbed her. Mystic Elise managed to fling it away, but then she collapsed. There is the whole thing with like the initial stab not producing as much blood. Because I was gonna say if her back was there and she was like stabbed. And then wait, and then she collapsed. So she didn't see the blood writing on the stone lantern. That is the issue. She didn't see the writing. Do I have a picture of that stone lantern actually? I might not. So we don't have the picture, but let me review. Yeah, she did get hit over the head with a staff, so that correlates the blood on the stone. Then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack, stole her weapon. Then she was the one on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. Let's check the stab wound again. Loss of... Nope, that doesn't correlate. Caused loss of blood from stab in the back. But if her back was to the stone lantern, how could she have been stabbed from the back? She would have been stabbed from the front in this scenario, which does not correlate with what was found in the autopsy report. Alright, which statement is better? Because this one implies that she has her back, but this one is the one where it says that's when Mystic Elise stabbed, or Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. I guess it would be this statement, but let me see what she says here. Or it could maybe be both of them. She couldn't really see.
Objection!
But we can't really disprove that at the moment. Yeah, it's the whole, like, back. Okay, there we go. That's the follow-up. So she was stabbed in the stomach, then. So I believe this is where I present the autopsy report. There we go! Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. What do you mean? What's so wrong with my testimony? According to you, Maya face stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound to her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Ha, simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift? Is that all you have to say?
We can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind.
Objection!
Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach. I think she's capping, Your Honor. Like, there's a lot of inconsistencies. Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, it's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all senses. Are you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Prosecutor Goto, please explain yourself! The analogies! The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly, and that is light. Light. By the way, did you know Hazakura has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern in the garden must be kept lit? Strange. Somebody turned it off. That's true. Shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Formally, yes, Your Honor, but according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Possible? Hadn't been used in a long time and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the dark garden that night. There could have been faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. It was enlightening. But in that case, we don't know truly if it was Maya. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it'd be difficult to see. Also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite?
No!
Order! Order! Order!
$100 per kilogram, 45 pounds for farm beans, and 1,300 per kilogram, 590 pounds for wild collected beans as of 20. Dang, that's expensive! Those gotta be some really tasty coffee beans. It's okay, Miss Anne, so much of this. I'm very lost on everything past the sequel. Oh, no, you're okay, Megan. Hello, Megan. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you doing? We might be on the last day of case 5 right now. I don't know if the court will get extended, but maybe. But basically what's going on with this case is, Elise Donim here, she's like a picture book writer, and she went to the temple that Iris, our client, was at working, and then overnight, Elise got murdered. Maya was in a training hall and she went missing, and all of a sudden now, Iris is saying that she has new testimony, that she actually helped hide the evidence, and she was an accomplice in the murder. And she's saying that Maya was the one who stabbed Elise out of self-defense. But the weird part is Elise dropped the talisman that proved that she was actually Misty Faye, Maya's mother. So it's like, why would you stab your mom? Why would you hurt your daughter? So it's very weird right now. She's familiar. Yeah, so we actually learned that Iris is Dahlia's twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne, but they got separated when they were really young. So Iris went to the temple, and then Dahlia got raised by the father. And their mom is actually Pearl's mom. So, yeah. Iris and Dahlia are actually Pearl's older sisters.
Order, order, order! Here, Your Honor, let me present the stone lantern into evidence.
Wow, guys, he brought the whole stone lantern into court! That's crazy! A lantern from the inner temple garden was not lit the night of the crime.
Wow, the investigators work fast, guys! They did a whole extraction! Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern, there's something written on it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, it's written in blood. Ooh, boy, so the judge didn't know about that yet. Written in blood?
Am I the only one who knew about this in the
Courtroom, it says, Maya upside down. What the?
Oh, yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. The blood that was draining out of her body.
Certainly looks that way. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean, what are you all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. The lantern is as clean as a whistle.
Color blindness? Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think about it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight's pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
Oh, right. I thought those goggles would have corrected his vision a little bit, but I guess they're not quite there. So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godo, anything further? Mr. Godo? Oh, okay then, let's move on.
He's like, oh man, I can't believe I didn't see that. Godo is literally shaking, and somehow I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. It might be from both.
I believe it has now been established that Mr. Meme was killed by Maya Fey.
Are we sure it's been established? I mean, I still have a lot of questions. Maya, right? Like, Maya's always getting accused of murder. Judge just said enlightening, like light pun. Yeah.
That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you?
She removed the area surrounding the stone lantern. Cleaned up the area. Moved the body. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the crane tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. And I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hasakura Temple and... I used the Shichishiro to alter the way the wind looked. Oh man.
So you moved the body.
Yes, I was raised at Hasakura Temple. I owe a great deal, thanks to the Fae family. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Jonin was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin.
A terrible trick of fate. I believe you're looking for Twist of Fate, Your Honor.
I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body, but...
You were spotted by the head nun, correct?
Yes, and that's why I could go back.
Your story makes sense, I suppose. Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh my gosh, the plot thickens! Sister Iris's cover-up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. So, you waited until everything was over before making a move? No, that's not like that.
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising. She was a little timid. Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes I feel so helpless that I just sit quietly and wait for for them to reach a conclusion.
Isn't it your job as the judge to mediate the argument? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm just gonna wait it out. Isn't it so Mystic Maya told me that it finally dawned on her what she had done?
So then you knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did. That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position. Anyway, she's a very special person indeed. So I removed the inner temple from the body by myself.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way. I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by yourself.
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh?
I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge.
You see, that still doesn't explain the staff being flung away and it mysteriously being at the courtyard.
Like, something else is at play here. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Yeah, it's so gruesome. And I feel bad because the victim is Misty Fae. Like, Maya couldn't even talk to her mom. She must have so many questions. It's pretty amazing you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge. Looks worse than it is surprised. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age. Wait, but it wasn't the bridge on fire?
It's like they say, idiots are too simple to catch even a simple cold.
There's one other thing that bothers me.
Why not just throw the body into the evil river?
It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple. I thought that one would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Huh, makes perfect sense to me, for the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge?
See, nobody's talking about the burning bridge, though. The burning bridge is very suspicious.
The snowmobile, I knew that would show up sooner or later.
So I got the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in question the other day.
Should I ask for more details?
Let me hear more about that snowmobile ride.
It was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Objection!
I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony.
Excuse me?
Koda, what are you up to now? That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates. Let's call her comments on the question.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean.
Snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? Yeah! Shouldn't have been there if everything turned out the way Iris is claiming. Order, Mr. Godo. Why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony?
He's a real one. He's also trying to find the truth.
Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay?
Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yeah, maybe she didn't see it.
You think she missed it? That doesn't sound quite right. Huh, whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just, better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. Smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that.
Yes, sir.
What's that all about? Why would Godo want to give me a hint? Very well then, let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile all the way to Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Yes, I thought that way Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought anyway. And then... We gotta look at that picture again. Can we adjust the name being written in blood upside down and in total dark? Yeah, that part's weird too. Cause like, if you were dying, wouldn't you just wanna like write it straight up? Like, why would you need to turn your body to the side and write it from such an odd angle?
Hold it!
Is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you?
Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst.
Probably, more like definitely. I see, so Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Mr. Neat.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing.
I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. Why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I can think of. Let's look at the snowmobile. There's also the staff. But the staff doesn't say found at Dusky Bridge, so that might not be it. Or rather, found in the courtyard. Very strange. This one does say found on outcropping near Dusky Bridge. This is also suspicious though, because if she got bonked in the head, then that corresponds with the crystal sphere having blood on it. But the location is not right, because if they truly lost the staff and nobody brought the staff back, like, it just doesn't make sense for the sphere with the blood on it, which means it happened after the head bonking, to be on Dusky Bridge. It would have stayed in the inner temple. That part is very strange. We also have the picture of the tracks. Like, we literally have this picture though.
Let me go through this again real quick. So wait until everything was over before making a move.
Objection.
There's like so many things wrong. It's like, one, the bridge was burning. Two, the sphere was in the wrong location. You could have also thrown the body in Eagle River. Because they were like, nobody gets down in the rapids. They're very, very fast. Wouldn't chucking it in the river take it farther? It's the snowmobile statement, I think. I use a snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes, naturally you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Are these the tracks from that ride? Yes, I think they are. But I can only see one set of tracks here. I see what's so strange about it. Snow is still falling when I left Hazakura Temple. I see, snow is still falling. Yeah, then that would have covered up the tracks like we established last time. And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why they are such fresh-looking tracks. Sure, let's see if it's important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. But doesn't it have something to do with the case? All be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Huh, this should be fine. Godo knows what's up. You, let's get the snow's business cleared up. Yes, sir. Okay, let's see. Yeah, by the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Let's review the timeline again. The snow had already stopped. We had a... Yeah, so if the murder took place and the snow had stopped, there would only be one set of tracks. So that corresponds to the picture. Don't we have anything on the weather anymore? We had a weather report before. Oh no, we do. Snow, lightning. There we go. The weather report. If it had already stopped when the murder took place, it would have been after 10:50. But lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. So how could you have crossed the sturdy bridge if it was in fact on fire and it was impossible to cross it? Especially like dragging someone else, like that's difficult. It actually explains that in the anime with upside down if written behind someone's back. Oh. Shout out to Gumshoe. Hello, Astro. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? I think it's the whole weather report discrepancy. When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. That's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, what's going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it means there's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. Ha! Well then, Mr. Tripe, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us. Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather at the end of your index finger. I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Yeah, last statement, definitely. Last statement. Weather report. Let me see if there's like anything else that has to do with like time. I think it's mostly just that. It's mostly the weather report. No? not? Wait. It's not the weather report. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. So... Oh, no, 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 no. I see. It might be a statement issue. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. Wait, let me think about this a little bit more. The murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If we think about it in terms of timing, the weather report is our strongest piece of evidence because snow has stopped, one set of tracks, that part correlates. But lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. So, by the time the murder took place, she couldn't have crossed over from the inner temple across Dusky Bridge and back to the courtyard. So, the murder should have taken place before lightning struck the bridge. Let's see. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. They used the snowmobile to carry it back past the temple. The snow had already stopped. Let's see. Yeah, because there being no snow in her body makes sense. Because if the snow already stopped, then even when she planted the body, no new snow would have fallen on it. Tracks means that's after. But that also doesn't explain the footsteps. The footsteps are suspicious. Because the footsteps appearing in this photo imply that they were created after the snow stopped. So somebody left by foot, and somebody else left by snowmobile. And this is after 10:50. Courtyard. I don't know what's up, but Larry's sketch is, it's something. Let's see. Was not lit the night of the crime. That will probably come up later. Let's see. I do think it's the weather report. The weather report is a little suspicious. Let's see. I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty, so I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple, where I used the Shichishito to alter the way the rooms looked. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. This is like the most firm statement. Let me read this one over again. No, this is just questioning her. Also, the snowmobile tracks are so clear. Snow. If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder. I don't want to believe that. I don't think my logic is failing me. If snow had already stopped, there's a whole bridge issue. I do think it's the bridge issue, considering everything. If the snow had already stopped by the time the murder took place in the inner temple, around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So the bridge would have been lit. Like, it would have been on fire. Like, girl's really risking her life traveling across that bridge. But then there's also the snowmobile. Maybe I'm focusing too much on the snowmobile, because let me think of the statement. Okay, so Shichishito one is fine. The snow had already stopped. Snow had already stopped. So maybe it's a different statement. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. It might be this one. You can't do that because the weather report states that it was already on fire at that time. If we consider all the little pieces. Is it? Is it? I do feel the weather report is the best piece of evidence here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it is the statement. You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris, that just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and had caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge was on fire?
You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down.
So it couldn't have been Iris flying across the bridge either. What? It can't be. Looks like you still haven't figured it out, no matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth. You can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. No!
Order, order, order. The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place.
That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world.
There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body.
Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying and I will fine you in contempt of court.
Do you have something to say for yourself?
Objection!
The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man! Me? How dare you! Whether this witness lied or not doesn't mean squat right now.
Squat?
The important thing right now is to find out the truth, isn't that right? Yes, of course, but whether it was snowing or not snowing, or whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that cannot be disputed. First, the body of Elise Stoneem was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Second, the head nun, Sister Bikini. Witness Iris desecrating Elise Stoneem's body. He makes a good point on both accounts.
That's right, I'm not lying.
What are you claiming?
It wasn't myself at all that night, so my memory is still somewhat hazy. She was the one that channeled her sister. That's why she said she didn't leave her room at all that night. But they witnessed her flying across the bridge. It was Dahlia they saw. They also looked very, very similar.
You have stood at that witness stand and testified this entire time.
You're telling us now that your memory of that night is hazy?
Objection!
I can't believe we're actually gonna bring up spirit channeling in court.
It is only human to err. You're so perfect, right? Maybe you can explain this for the court.
What is it?
When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down.
But somehow the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick? Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burnt-out bridge, but unless I can somehow demonstrate it, we'll never know the truth.
Looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation.
Maybe there's something in the cavern, you know? We'll find out, like, after Gumshoe does his thing.
You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth.
But there's so many holes in it, man! Yeah, dang it! Alright then, witness, let's hear your testimony once more. About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body.
Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony. Yes, Your Honor. Will this be her final testimony?
Moving the body.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I must have gotten confused. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way to cross the burning bridge?
According to Larry, there is! Maybe Larry isn't just making things up.
No, because now she's saying I must have gotten confused. But then what about the tracks in the snow? Now the tracks in the snow are a question.
So it was just a misunderstanding, I see.
This is a photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
It certainly was burned to a crisp then. One of the suspension wires even snapped. It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across a bridge in this condition.
Ooh, there's gotta be like something weird in that picture. Let's take a look at that picture. So she actually like used the little suspensions on the side and she just like scooched her way across, you know? Unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth, and Maya will be accused of murder.
Try it, I'm only gonna say it one more time. It is only human to err, and only humans can spot the errors of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less sense he makes.
It's like, tell me already what you mean, Mr. Godo.
Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
Fine.
final testimony? That's funny, right? Like, I have more questions than answers right now.
Other than walking across the bridge, there's no way to move the body.
Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place...
I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Goto said. The body did somehow make it across.
She's just really strong. Like, she just yeeted Elise over, I guess. But you seem to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony. You said you were sure the snow had already stopped.
I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
You see, that also does not make sense because, like, this has blood on it. And it came from the victim's staff. And according to Larry, it was buried, like, really in the snow. So that thing was dropped first and then it was still snowing at the time. Does she really think an apology is gonna get her off the hook? This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law.
Oh, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
Huh? Well, naturally it was, I mean, that was a week ago, though. This is more recent, Iris.
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
But if it had been some kind of special day, I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation. My hair got soaked, I remember. No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, right? What? He's like, so what? It was raining on mine too. By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. Snow some evidence. So true. That the body somehow crossed the bridge while it was on fire. Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across.
Well, Mr. Wright, don't you think that it sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We're gonna show Larry's... We're gonna show Larry's drawing! If there was, I didn't think you'd call someone like that as witness. Well, we happened to actually call them a day ago. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. I've come all this way, so I owe everyone figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all of my evidence and see where it takes me. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. There's also the thing with the 10 feet drop, you know? The 10 feet drop happened after the body, like after Elise died. So somehow this has something to do with a 10-foot drop? But you can't 10-foot drop on the bridge because it would just go in the water.
Really? She said she was sorry.
but she accused Maya of murder. That's not very cool of her. Well, now that you mention it, I'm gonna cry if Larry's drawing is the correct choice. I feel like it's gonna be Larry's drawing. Somebody did happen to see the moment, and it's Larry's abstract drawing here. It's gotta come down to this, I think. Let me see if there's something better than Larry's picture. There's gotta be something better than Larry's picture. You know, it's Larry's picture, I think. There's not really much. There's a 10-foot after death, but that doesn't really imply, you know? It tells us something was at play, but it doesn't tell us what the transportation method was. There's the tracks, the crime photo. You know, there could be that little strange cave in the back. What if there's a drop in the cave, you know? And then the person carrying the corpse had to like drop her for a second, and that's where the 10-foot happened. I love the description of Larry's sketch. It's like a horrible sketch of what he saw on the night of the crime. It's certainly very abstract. Crystal sphere, that's also very suspicious. The talisman, the burnt letter, it's too early for that. We don't know about the dagger or this. It's
Larry's photo. It's gotta be Larry's sketch. I don't see anything else it could be. Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the bodies, so I must have just gotten confused. Are you saying there's a way to cross a burning bridge? According to Larry, there is! I can't believe it! We're gonna show Larry's sketch! It's gotta be Larry's sketch! If it's not Larry's sketch, I'm gonna be like a little surprised. I feel like everything's pointing to Larry's sketch right now. I'm gonna cry in laughter. Classic Ace Attorney moment right here. Alright, Larry's sketch it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Oh my gosh. What? A burning. Oh my gosh. Your Honor, actually, there is somebody who witnessed this. His name is Larry, and he was in court yesterday. He happened to witness flight. I'm dying. Right? Like, huh? I'm just disbelief. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What? Huh. You're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. No. Like, watch me cook, Godo. Like, look at this picture. I don't know about that. In any case, we do have a witness who happened to see it. We're gonna bring... He's like, what? No way. I can't believe we're bringing Larry back to the courtroom. Who is it? Who is this witness? I can't chicken out here. Gotta keep on the attack and go. Miss Elise Dooney's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Laura's new. Brilliant, highly gifted? Apprentice? Right, because none of these people have seen this man in the courtroom today. We gotta bring his relevance. As long as we really float the boat that he's capable. These guys have not witnessed firsthand his incompetence. So, like, there is hope, guys. Remember what he said in his testimony. That night, he was at the mountain shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen the sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. They're like, are you sure? Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through there? Hey, remember that one case, Turnabout Big Top? Somebody also flew in that case. We gotta expand our... we gotta think outside the box, Mr. Judge. And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh, and the judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Huh. Well, it's right, there's nowhere for you to hide now, other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old. Does the sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm gonna prove it. I don't know how to prove it, to be honest. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. I'm so eager to turn this whole case upside down. You know what's also upside down? The Maya on the stone lantern. Why not start with a sketch? Upside down? Why did Godo say that? Godo's really giving us hints here. He's like, you better, Mia-faced sister, better be alright, or things will be coming for you, Phoenix Wright. Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. I don't have a theory! What exactly is this sketch trying to prove? I don't know yet. Wow, I guess we'll find out. I don't think old Whisker-Face is going to forgive any more mistakes. Oh, alright, Phoenix. Look carefully and think it over. The sketch drawn by Laurice Donim is... Wow, we gotta think this one. The evidence was Larry's sketch. That proves that there was a way of traversing the bridge even though it was on fire. Hello, Butter! How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? We are currently using Larry's sketch as evidence. And, yeah, it's an experience. That is true. That is true. He did say upside down. Upside down could be Godo, hinting that it is a complete contradiction. I could also be thinking too much. But hey, he did throw us a hint. Let me review what was said earlier. So she's saying that, okay, well, I don't remember if the bridge, or I don't remember if it was truly snowing or not because things were happening. But there's no way across the bridge then if it truly was on fire, right? And now we're saying, no, there is a way across. And this is exactly what Larry witnessed in real time. Larry witnessed somebody flying over the bridge. Now, is this exactly what happened? It can't be the evidence of nothing, you know? This has got to be significant. Now, is it a complete contradiction or exactly what happened? You see, I don't really trust Larry, but also knowing the state of the case, like maybe this is actually what happened. Like, exactly what he saw her flying by fire aliens. He just saw her flying. Like, what can I say? What can I say? There's got to be like something else at play. You know, maybe it was not her flying across. It was her outfit flying across, set on fire or something. And then Larry was like, oh shoot, I know that outfit. She was trying to get rid of the evidence, guys. Alright, is this a complete contradiction or exactly what happened? You know what'd be crazy? Exactly what happened, and there's an explanation after it. Like, it's not that she truly flew across, but this is exactly what Larry saw, and then we're gonna explain what it is that he saw afterwards. Sure, we'll try it. Oh no, I didn't think Phoenix would say it like that. I thought you would cook something. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh! You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness. That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Do you have any evidence that the witness flew through the air? You know, I thought there was something else going on. We haven't discovered a giant human cannibal at the Inner Temple yet. I wish they had. Even if you're a lousy lawyer, at least you're 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. There must be some way, I just know it. There must be a way to use Larry's sketch to show the truth of what happened. Hey, no penalty! Cool! Now we go back to this. Alright, we're back to the start. They were lenient on this one because they were like, this one's confusing. Okay, so I should have considered Goto's statement a little bit more. Goto did say that things would be turned around. Alright, I'll listen to you from now on, Mr. Goto. I'm sorry, Preach. No, you're okay. I was like overthinking that one a little bit. I was like, but what if, you know? What if Phoenix Wright cooked something afterwards? He did not cook. He genuinely meant that she flew through air, which is not possible. Something is obviously funny about the sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. Yeah, there's a lot of very funny things going on here. Yeah, that's when I met, Your Honor. Laurice Donin stated it over and over that the sketch was exactly as he saw it. Now, isn't that weird because people can't fly? However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? Huh, this is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger pointing thing again. Oh, this is a 1 penalty question. Okay, try it. So what exactly contradicts reality? Unlike this right here? It's flying figure, naturally. After all, people haven't learned to fly yet. Or did I miss something? Mr. Wright, that answer just now. He was lethal. What? Okay, I'll think about this more. I was like the flying person. Did you guys just see Iris's reaction, though? We just cooked so badly, and Iris is blushing. She's attracted to Phoenix Wright being silly. It was so embarrassing, I'm actually blushing! Wow, this is the Phoenix Wright riz they talk about. Blushing only suits women, not the elderly. Anyway, but now, dude, there's gotta be something that I just haven't seen yet. Okay, let me examine this better. Turn this case upside down. Yeah, upside down is the key. Like, what about the flying person? Maybe I'm overthinking it, and this is like not the thing I'm supposed to press on right now. Oh, I can't look at the suspensions bridge picture. It's not the flying lady in the flames. I thought that was like the most obvious. I mean, the flames look consistent. I really do think the flying person is the most unobvious. But after the burning took place, there was like a little suspension wire that was dangling down, and there's no suspension wire here. But these two suspension wires were still intact. Maybe I'm overthinking this, and this is not the case. And this is here as a pitfall. It could be a pitfall. Because I pointed to the lady, right? Like, what else could there be? Actually, the issue with this picture is the bridge is drawn really poorly.
Take that!
Wait. Wait, but this is a different answer. Wait. Wait, but this answer was different than the initial one. Is it because I already ooped once? Or was there a significance to that? Maybe there's something I need to trigger first. What exactly is the sketch trying to show? Alright, Phoenix, look carefully and think it over. Oh, maybe I have to look at it upside down? That is true. Maybe I need to look at it upside down. Goda was alluding to that upside down. The stone lantern is also upside down. Maya. What did it look like upside down? Oh! She's not in the sky! She's not in the sky! She's on the ground! Wait, guys, she's on the ground! She's on the ground from this perspective. She's on the ground. Somebody tossed her? Somebody tossed her off. I want to look at the bridge photo again, too. Let's look at the bridge photo. The top is like one continuous wire. The bottom is two. Oh my gosh! She's walking reverse. What is this case? You know, when Goda said upside down, I thought he meant like logic-wise, not like actually turn the photo upside down. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. This is so crazy. Oh my goodness. Somebody yoinked her on the river, man. Oh, I see. Larry is a dummy. Did you guys see how Larry cranked his head back? He's a dummy. He looked at it upside down. That position right there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Larry. Larry. This very silly man. Oh, Larry. Do I put to the wires then? Or the water? Okay, I know the reasoning now, but like, what is the specific part? You see, the wires are not supposed to be on top, so maybe it's the wire? Because I feel like if we point to this... Come on, Larry, you could have chosen blue. Why'd you choose purple? He was like, you know, just for the vibe, you know? Purple looks better. Yeah, brain not connected.
Larry. He's truly inexperienced. She truly is flying in reverse. Because I feel like the wires very specifically alongside the picture of the bridge allude to it being upside down. But does the court want the wires or does the court want this? Because this is a little vague, unless Phoenix Wright decides to follow up on it. Unless he claims that's also blue, and that was... It's either the wires or this. Let me see if it's the wire. The wire. I mean, yeah, because the wire should be in the different... Ah, there we go. Yeah. There we go. We'll show the picture now. Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. There we go. We got it. Where is my picture of the bridge? There we go. The wire should be at the bottom, not the top. That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct? Yes, now compare the sketch and the photo for a moment. In the sketch, the wires appear to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge... Jumping Jaws on fire! Me? Right now? The wires are below the guardrails. What? No, for real, cause huh? The painting was proper evidence. It was just a little silly. Ah! Order! The sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. Isn't it likely that the artist saw it wrong? Okay, so, you know how I said the artist was very intelligent? I'm gonna take that back, Your Honor. The artist is my friend from elementary school, and he is a little silly. That's why the painting is upside down, because instead of looking out the window like a normal person, he decided to crank his neck back. Or perhaps he just drew it wrong. No, he's just a little silly. Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong. I wish I was wrong. But someone like Larissa, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question, why did he make a mistake? What was the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that? Listen, think back. Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed the event? He was looking at stars. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never gonna come. He waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what kind of position Larice must have been in at the time. He was lying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates. But it does, Your Honor. That is the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down, and nobody was flying. Larice Stoney witnessed the event while he was lying on his back face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down. So then, the sketch should actually... I think you finally get it, Your Honor. And it's gonna get resubmitted into the court record, but like right side up this time. The correct way to view Larice Stoney's sketch is like this. Whoa! That's a body floating in the river! This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge, it was actually swinging below. That's right, just like a pendulum. Whoa! Order! Of all the things to say, a pendulum? That's a little morbid. The bridge was burning to a crisp, there was no way to get it across. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. He used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And the pendulum was... What the heck? That is a very creative criminal. What the heck? I mean, it works, but huh? I guess that's what times call for desperate measures. That's likely what that long wire is for, the one that snapped off. They just tied the body and it just went whee! Whoosh, as Phoenix Wright says. And the pendulum was the only way to get it across. Let's think about this for a moment, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. That was a very long wire, though. Now, that sounds about right. In order to cover that distance with the pendulum, you need a rope at least 20 yards long. To get a rope that long, you have to plan ahead. Let me show you the picture, Dodo. lightning strike that night only had been an accident, so it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand.
So then, they didn't have to get a rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them.
What? I'm saying that it was just a matter of using what was already there. You know, very resourceful criminal. And in that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. Can you imagine being a jury member, doing your mandatory jury time, and watching this case and being like, what the heck is going on? Ridiculous, right? Rage!
Jumping to his effects, an exclamation of surprise, like saying something unexpected happens. Oh. The criminal had the rope on hand. This picture right here?
And the meaning of this is,
If you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right there in front of your glorious beard.
oh, this is one of the wires in the bridge.
When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from his anger. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise O'Neill's body.
That's morbid! What the heck? That's crazy! Huh? Because there was simply no other way to move the body! Not the animation, chat! Oh, go.
Real, normal reaction to hearing that come out of Phoenix Wright's mouth.
Mr. Godo. Seems that Mr. Godo is more focused on his coffee than answering my question.
He's anxiety drinking right now. It seems that the odds of the rope being readily available are very high.
So I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all.
Objection.
Possible or impossible, that's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you could prove what happened. Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum?
But then you would have to tie a rope around the body, right? So how did the rope become undone? Evidence that the body...
Oh my gosh. I hate it out here. We do.
The question still comes that the staff was missing, so why was the sphere still on the victim somehow, and it landed there? Fell 10 feet after death. You know, I was thinking in terms of bodies getting thrown across walls, over walls. I did not think the body being moved like a pendulum was what happened. That's crazy.
Yeah, nothing moving it.
Oh my gosh. You know, I also need to drink a lot of liquid after that. I'm gonna drink my tea because, like, what in the...
This is worse than the metal detector, man.
Guys, I love and hate Ace Attorney at the same time. Why is this the answer? The answer was the picture was upside down because Larry was lying down. And then they used the suspension bridge wire to pendulum the body across. I'm just, wow. Thanks, Ace Attorney.
Hello, Buddy Buster. How are you?
Thanks for stopping by today. Let me do a shout out for you. There we go. How are you?
I'm in disbelief, man.
Just like if you solve this case tonight, you'll E6 S5 down the
Really?
Okay, we have to complete it tonight, guys. We gotta.
We gotta.
I feel like we're getting close. Hello, Kevin. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? I'll do a shout out for you in a bit once the cooldown goes down. We just realized the significance behind Larry's sketch and what actually happened with the body. And I am in disbelief right now. This is crazy. Am I being this picky what it's smart about? 100%. I feel like transitioning from like playing the Great Ace Attorney first and then playing the regular Ace Attorney trilogy
is like an experience. Because I feel like most of the answers in the Great Ace Attorney are more logically based. So if you think it over and you look at the evidence, you can find the answer. I feel like the trilogy throws some wild balls at you sometimes. I'm doing well, how are you? Yeah, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing good too. Lock in. That makes sense. Well, who am I to deny my husband waiting for me? We gotta lock in. Did some kitchen earlier, not working my newly card every night. Ooh, have fun! Good luck with your relic pulls, Kevin. I hope they go well. Ooh, did you work on, Not Cry? I hate this case right now. It has ended me throwing my hands up in despair. Is this absolute cinema, chat? Is this absolute cinema? Do you have any actual evidence that the body was swung over like a pendulum? The crystal sphere was found on Dusky Bridge. The body was falling 10 feet after death. All right, which one is spicier evidence? Body fell 10 feet after death? Or crystal sphere? I feel like crystal sphere. Because the body fell 10 feet after death could be anything, you know? Like, maybe she just swung a little bit and she didn't drop 10 feet. Maybe she was, like, tossed over a wall afterwards. Because she could have been tossed over, like, the wall later on, you know? There's still a possibility. But the crystal sphere, you know, has blood on it already. And it's on Dusky Bridge, so that kind of proves it. I think it may be the crystal sphere. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, one of the wires snapped. Looking at the map, we can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So then that was the spot where the criminal. Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point. Did you say drop? Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What? What makes you think something like this happened? Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this autopsy report. Yeah, it's the 10-feet. It's the 10-feet. Oh my gosh. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death. 10 feet, huh? That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward momentum, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Oh, both of them would have worked. Yes, this blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off of Miss Elise Stoney's staff. And, even more important, is the place where this crystal sphere was found. Indeed. The crystal was found, precisely, Your Honor, in the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with a way the body could have been moved that night. I'm still very confused, but like, cook, I guess. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive. Hey! Why is there a coffee on my head? I was cooking! He's like, I'm tired of your conjectures, Phoenix Wright. You're making me confused. Have a cold coffee. I saw this cold coffee might help you cool down. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godo? I got coffee in my eyes. It stings, Chad. It stings. Hey, Godo, this is food waste. That was a very dark and bitter guess that you made, Trite. But you forgot about one thing. I'm forgetting things still? Oh, and what would that be? The aroma. Huh? Who picked the body up from the other side? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffinese. Can you please elaborate a bit more? The criminal had sent the body to the other side like you said. Then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it. An accomplice? No. Get this chat. Iris was just so cool that somehow the wire got untangled, the body was dropped off, and then it swung back over to the other side magically because it was super windy. And then Iris grabbed onto the wire and she swung across like Tarzan, you know? You guys see the vision? The criminal wasn't able to cross Dusky Bridge. So who collected the body? And what do you have to say about that, Trite? Mr. Godo is correct. This can't be the work of a single person. Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do. Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice. Very well then, if you please, Miss.
Bikini was there. Larry saw the crystal drop, but what if he's omitting information to protect Iris? I don't think he even knew anything about it. So, guys, it was actually Dahlia Hawthorne. Like, crazy business here. It's the person, it couldn't have been Pearl, because Pearl would not have, like, helped move the whole thing. But she did say that she was, like, a bad person, and she tried to channel, and because she couldn't channel, she was getting punished. I don't think it was Pearl. She was also on the inner temple too, so that wouldn't have made sense. She wouldn't have been on the riverbanks. The only person on that side would have been Bikini, I think. Bikini and Iris worked together to mess up the main family? But then that would mean Bikini lied about a big bunch of her testimony. Where she said she saw, like, Iris, like, stab and she just came out, you know? Because this would imply that she went out to Dusky Bridge. Let's see. Well, Bikini, she crossed the bridge. Then she walked all the way to the main temple. And then she did the stuff with her back. Then when she came out, it was the courtyard, so she didn't encounter Dusky Bridge again. I don't want to suspect Larry, but like the two people that could possibly have done in this scenario are either Bikini or Larice, aka Larry Butts. Let me think about this a little more. I don't like your cold brew. You can take it back. This thing Edward never hits us. Yeah, Edward's a homie, you know? He's very respectful. I see the vision and I'm scared. I swear to God, if it's more channeling, I am so afraid. I'm terrified. Dahlia's gonna come up later and they're gonna bring up channeling 100%. It's like that's why she blacked out and she didn't remember. Because at the time, she was already executed. She was executed last month. Somebody inhabited her body and then she received it on the other side. But the only people that could really channel... Because I'm assuming Elise is already dead. If Elise wasn't dead, she could have entirely channeled Dahlia. You know? And then Dahlia could have entered her body and just like walked her over to the courtyard, you know? You know? Oh, I can't save, unfortunately. They won't let me back out. I guess I'll just have to make an educated guess. I don't remember when the last time I saved was. But we'll save again after this if it's wrong. I don't know how crazy I should go with my guesses. See, logically speaking, if Bikini was truly telling the truth, it could not have been Bikini. She went in, then when she came out to the courtyard, she saw Iris, and she was like, oh my gosh, what is Iris doing? Unless she was like lying, and she did go out to receive the body, you know? Because there's also motorcycle tracks. Somebody with the key took the motorcycle tracks and brought the body back via motorcycle. Or not motorcycle, snowmobile. That part doesn't make sense if Iris was the one who swung the body across. Unless somebody channeled Dahlia. Somebody channeled Dahlia. Who can channel Dahlia? Morgan Fay was locked up. But then the weird thing is, right? Pearl said she doesn't remember channeling and she was also at the inner temple, so she couldn't have. An entirely real but kind of scary possibility is Elise was still alive and she channeled Dahlia. And that's why Pearl couldn't have channeled her. Is that a stretch? Who's the person that received the body on the other side? Then Dahlia inhabited her body and she like walked her back to the courtyard. But that would mean that Elise would have to be fully sentient. But there's like, you know, fully sentient of the whole plan. Because why would she specifically channel Dahlia out of all people? Unless Elise somehow read that letter that was addressed to Pearl and she knew what was going on. And then she was like, no, I don't want Pearl to be accused of murder. I'll watch out for her, you know? I don't know how crazy I should go in my guesses. And that's why I'm trying to see who's psychically capable of doing this pendulum carrying nonsense. Right? Like, at this point, I have thrown logic out of the window, and I'm just like, who could channel? Because Pearl was in the wrong place. And, like, she couldn't have crossed back over to the inner temple. So it could have been Pearl, although Pearl has the possibility to channel. And when she tried to channel, like, I think, what was it? She got hungry, right? And then she collapsed. And she couldn't channel Dahlia. So that means somebody must have channeled Dahlia at the same time. But the only other person who could channel Dahlia at this point is Elise or Iris. But Iris doesn't seem to have spiritual power, you know? So it couldn't have been Iris. So, like, Elise. This is completely crazy, but what if it is Elise, being not fully dead, somehow saw the message to Pearl, going, I want to spare my precious niece. I'm gonna die anyway. And channeled Dahlia. So Pearl couldn't channel Dahlia. So she would protect her. And then Dahlia walked her over to the courtyard to hide everything that happened. Because Morgan Faye couldn't have done it. Like, Morgan Faye is in jail. I'm gonna close my eyes and throw out this wild guess and see if it works. I hate words! Okay, maybe it's not as crazy. Okay, it's not crazy anymore. Okay, so it's something that's logically sound, perhaps. Oh man, we're back here? Oh man, okay. Alright, we'll do this real quick. This is a complete contradiction. We guys get to see Larissa's beautiful sketch again. It's the wire here. Then we're gonna show the real picture of the wire. Oh yeah, I can hold B. Let me hold B. That's probably faster. There we go. No, not back here. Anything but back to his drawing. Oh my gosh, Larry moment. Okay, maybe it's like actually logically sound. Sister Bikini was actually capping. Because if we think about it logically, Sister Bikini is the only one who could have done it. Unless they want me to pull something crazy and say it was Dahlia. And then it's like, Dahlia? Who channeled Dahlia?
Objection.
Because then... See, it's confusing, right? Because Iris said that she never left the inner temple. Or she never left the main temple, and she just rung the lights out bell. Because she was scared. And then she just went back to her room and she never left. So if Iris is claiming that she was the one that went over on the other side, it means that either... Yeah, it's gotta... One of them's gotta be Dahlia. If Iris is claiming that's happening now, it's either she's lying and it was Dahlia that did that, or Iris was the one that was the accomplice, and Dahlia was the one that rang the bell. But I feel like letting Dahlia do the more evil thing as one character, you know? Okay, I'm gonna do a save right here, so we're a little closer in case I miss the point.
gosh, I hate this animation. I'm so thrown off by everything, right? Like, it is so confusing. It like all logically made sense until it came to Larry's sketch. And then afterwards, everything just got very, very intriguing. Goto's reaction is my reaction right now. Like, we're going through it, man. Too many things are happening! Hello, Nashiki! How are you? Thanks for stopping by today! How are you? We are currently playing the last part of Case 5, and so many crazy things are happening. And all logically made sense until, like, a few minutes ago. We were discovering very crazy things, like how the body arrived on the other shore via pendulum method. Larry's sketch was actually upside down. There was somebody else on the other side of the riverbed that received the body, and we're trying to decide who it was. Because if we say Sister Bikini, that's disproving what Sister Bikini said, which means Sister Bikini was lying. Do we want to make the play that Sister Bikini was lying? Ooh, I was a little late to press the plus. Okay, who's the person that received the body? So if we were to go with Sister Bikini, if we break this down, Sister Bikini was lying then. She didn't just walk out, saw the courtyard, saw her getting stabbed, you know? But the weird thing is, she saw Iris stabbing her. And that wouldn't have been possible if Iris was on the other side of the bank. Larry was just doing his thing. Like, he found the orb. I don't think Larry was involved. I think it'd be really crazy if we said Dahlia Hawthorne. It might be Dahlia Hawthorne, and then we'll probably create an explanation from there. Because that would explain why Bikini thought she saw Iris stabbing the body. Because if Iris was truly on the inner temple side and the bridge was burnt down, there was no way she could have gotten across. Dahlia looks exactly like Iris, so it might be Dahlia. Well, it's not actually. Ah. Maybe I am thinking too much about this. Nothing suspicious going on just yet. Okay, I gotta not miss my save spot. Let me do this right here. So maybe it is something logical. Maybe it's somebody lying. It's not something really weird just yet. But then what about the whole, like, seeing her on the other side, you know? I guess we really are truly going with a logical approach this time. Alright, the body went on the other side. Who was the person that received it? Get this! We say it's Iris. And then we bring up the possibility that it wasn't Iris who swung the body across. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Because Iris is the only one with the key. I mean, she could have given the key to her sister somehow, but then, yeah. Then that would explain why Iris is on that side, because she said she never left the main temple. The courtyard is technically part of the main temple, you know? She could be recounting this because this is the plan that, she laid out with Dahlia Hawthorne. I don't think it's Larry. I want to believe that Sister Bikini is not involved. Like, Bikini seemed like a red herring, but I feel like she truly was just back hurt. Alright, crazy guess time! Oh my gosh. It is something mystical. Yeah, it was Dahlia. Dahlia did the first part. Iris did the second part. They communicated to each other. And that's why she knows what Dahlia did. Oh my gosh.
He's gonna explain to the court that the Korean channeling technique is in fact a thing. And then they're gonna say, well, see, Dahlia actually died a month ago, which means that, you know, we're free to channel her. So she was actually channeled, guys. To be precise, Iris said she never went to the inner temple, not that she never left the main temple. That is true. She did specifically say she never went to the inner temple, but now she's saying that she was at the inner temple. So she's just recounting what happened to Dahlia instead. Why? Just letting you ahead of time that we have a point near the end of the case where you have to make a choice and if the wrong one's given away. Oh shoot, is it? Thank you so much for letting me know, Nishiki. Can you let me know when we start to get close to that point? Thank you so much. I will do a save. It can only be you, Sister Iris. But I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Ridge is by snowmobile, and you have the only key. With her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Trite, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath.
Haven't forgotten, but have you, Mr. Dodo? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim.
Strange indeed. It's almost as if, on that night, the defendant was in 2 different places at the same time.
Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using the sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved during the burnt-out bridge. She didn't talk about the pendulum because in the plan that she highlighted with her sister, there never was a pendulum. The pendulum was something that just came up because the bridge was inconveniently burned out, and Dahlia was very creative. Which means it's now a fact that this occurred, something you should have already known. No, but I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help, so you shouldn't have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing, unless you're not really Iris to begin with. What? How can you see that, Mr. Wright?
What kind of nonsense is this?
You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple? Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is? There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. And why she's trying to pin the murder on Maya. We found Maya, chat. We found Maya. Maya channeled Dahlia. This is Dahlia in front of us. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is... Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! My mind is blown! I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a while, my ex-girlfriend Dahlia Hawthorne. Yeah, because at the start of this case, she started having this panic emoji more. And Iris never had that before today. The game will tell you. Oh, okay, thank you. Can they just drop the act already? I'm sober. Dahlia! You little... Just send it! Hawthorne? Sister Iris had a twin sister. And you're looking at her, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Her name rings some bells, just some bells, but bells on the list. I thought she died. It's just her imagination, perhaps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne.
We gotta tell the judge spirit channeling is a thing. Oh my gosh.
Well, yes, I remember now. That case 5 years ago.
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I just want to say it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine. But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month.
This is how the Korean channeling is... This is how the Faye family is gonna regain recognition. And everyone's gonna start, you know, going to them again. Everyone in the courtroom is gonna see this crazy stuff happen in real time, and they're like, you know what? The Korean channeling technique really does work. So what? Jeff has no meaning in this courtroom. What? He's like, hey, I heard about this from Mia Fey. This could happen. Order, order, order.
Wait a minute. How can you? My sister, she's already dead. What kind of...
You of all people should already understand. After all, the blood of the master of the Korean channeling technique flows within that body. Korean channeling technique? Now, where have I heard that? That's right, you're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister Iris was? Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes. And that makes sense. Elise seeing Maya and writing Maya in blood. Because she saw Maya's fit and thought it was Maya because it was dark, but it was actually Dahlia Hawthorne, and that's why she stared at her for a bit, like, wait a second, you don't look like Maya. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happened? Maya must have been trying to protect Pearl. She must have seen that letter. Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing from part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written here in these instructions. What's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. Part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. 2 of them? Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out, though, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris, and the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister King saw at the inner temple. With someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you even know what you're saying, Trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. This is true that we found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. What? It is? Huh? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini and Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled, would have been stranded at the inner temple due to lightning strike. It was later that the body was moved by pendulum. So this is what happened, chat. I pieced it together. She got channeled by Maya. Maya was in the cavern. When they fixed the bridge, somehow Dahlia in the body of Maya escaped, put more psych locks on it, so nobody could figure out that Maya actually wasn't in there anymore. She could have definitely run across the bridge, and she could have landed in this courtroom. If we think about it in terms of the progression of events, Dahlia inhabiting Maya, breaking out of the cellar, killing Elise, swinging the body on the other side. And that's why we can't find Maya. She put more locks. It makes sense. It makes sense. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision of the detention center. Yes, I suppose I can't deny any of that.
Phew, thank goodness. Looks like he's finally convinced.
But something still seems off. Way off. So another one of your theories is right. What's Ooh! Am I cooking? Found the air t-shirt. This is truly like the case of crazy guesses being real. Trying to take out Maya like Mia years ago? No, for real. Like, shame on her. She pulled a Tarzan. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Oh, I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous?
Somehow switch places. Oh my gosh, if it's Tarzan method, this is crazy. To be perfectly honest, there's still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm that Liz's identity, we can't continue with this trial. Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia, which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places with Dahlia Hawthorne? Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh, explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, it was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well, who would give a murder suspect... Oh no! Edgeworth! He's gonna get in trouble! Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? Sorry, I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. The person who gave Iris a chance to freely move about was... I'm so sorry, Edgeworth! This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? Earthquake! Oh my goodness! The inner temple is kind of tremormite! How could I have? She fled. She escaped. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. And isn't that the same time where he asked, like, Iris? He was like, oh, did she say anything ever good about me? And then Dahlia was like, oh yeah, she didn't say much, but she said she hated your guts. She did not need to do that. That was so mean of her. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now, see here, no judge in his mind would be quiet. There we go. She's here. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge. That voice. Guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Dahlia Hawthorne, and my current profession, permanently retired. Ha, so you're not going to bother hiding your identity anymore, huh? Why should I, after all, I'm dead? Ooh, that's a very scary look on Iris! There's really nothing you can do to punish me. What's going on here? Dahlia Hawthorne. Never thought we'd meet again. I never thought we'd meet like this. This time I'll end it for her and for myself. Get your closure, bro! To be continued! Oh man, oh man! I'm sorry, Edgy Poo, I mean Edgeworth. Man was a bit old bag there. Jeez, and there she is. In the flesh. Go to so corny, I love it. That face, scary. It's already Detective Kitty. Hello, people. How are you? Thanks for stopping by today. How are you? Things are... Things are going. Things are going. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. I'm like... All my answers have been answered, but I am also, like, very confused. Like, questions answered, but, like, more questions have arisen. Like, more and more. I'm like, Man, oh man. I'm really sleepy. Might be because it's 11:30. Ooh, it's 11:30 for me too right now.
Take it easy, Evil. Should we continue? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm like contemplating. I'm like, should I do the finale next time? Because it is starting to get a little late. I think if we keep going now, it'll be like another 2 hours-ish to the finale, maybe? Because she'll like deny it. And then like, you know, she'll do her classic Dahlia thing. Because Dahlia do be like that. I think it might be a good place to stop for today. Like, I am so on the edge of my seat right now that I really want to continue. But I think in terms of, like, flow, it would be a smart decision to, like, do trial 4-2 next time. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and proceed with that. So, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to my Ace Attorney stream today. Today we finished trial part 4-1, and we're getting really close to the end of the case. And next Sunday at around 8:30 to 9 p.m. PST, I'll be resuming from this point, and I'll be working on part 4-2 trial, and we'll see what Dahlia has to say about the whole switcheroo and how everything actually happened. Rip E6 R5 dead. Oh no! It's okay, guys. You know, Don Hung would want me to get more sleep. Cause he cares, you know, for our health. Like he would understand, right, chat? Oh, there's one more to be continued. Oh, it's a 3-parter. I'm always at Clemens of playing Ace Attorney. Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, I want to know what happened. Sure, my brain's getting fried at this point. Yeah, we can resume next time with a fresh brain and think over the events that happened today. That's good stream, by the way. Thank you, Alpha. It's gonna get pretty crazy in the last few moments of this, guys. Oh my gosh, it's gonna get crazier than Larry's sketch moment. My eyes are open. Oh my gosh. You know, despite the metaphorical brain pain, I'm glad I tuned in. It's really fun, isn't it? Like, brain hurty, but like, my eyes are so open. Like, what is going on? What is going on? That's crazy. But yeah, I think this is a good place to stop for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to Ace Attorney stream today. Yeah, next week on Saturday at around 8:30 to 9 p.m. PST, I'll be working on the 3.6 story quest for Honkai Star. We'll be continuing from Dan Hung's exploration, and maybe he will have a magical girl moment that day. And then next Sunday at around 8:30 to 9 p.m. PST, I'll be continuing with this case. Let me see. Okay, so if there's another to be continued, I'm guessing, let's see, 4-2 will happen on the 5th of October. Wow, it's like October already. And then 4-3 will happen on the 12th. And that actually sets us up real nice, because I think not Ace Attorney, Pokemon ZA is dropping on, what was it, the 15th or 16th? So on the 19th, that will set us perfectly to transition to playing Pokemon ZA on Sundays. So I'm really excited! Yay! If I finish HSR early this patch, I may be doing Pokemon on both days, because the Pokemon grind never ends. Also tomorrow, I hope I get Evernight. Oh, good luck on your Evernight pulls, Alpha. Good luck, good luck. I hope you get her. Good night, Riley. Good night, Sonny. Take care, Russell. Stay well. Good night, and thank you so much for stopping by today. Bowling Pursuit. Ooh, good luck, good luck. I hope you get her in, like, very few rolls, Alpha. Thank you for the stream earlier. Thank you for tuning in today, Kevin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, shoot. Did I do a shout out for you, Kevin? Let me do one for you right now. There we go. Thank you for tuning in today, Kevin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care, Russell. Stay well. Good night. And thank you so much for stopping by. Now I'm back to art pondering sanity. Ooh, have fun with your art, Bacon. Good night. It's your birthday art that you're working on, right? Have fun with it. Have a good rest and can't wait to see the conclusion. Thank you, Nishiki. Have a good rest too. Save, I'm so excited. Eyes open, eyes open. 10 out of 10 cooking. Oh. I am
receiving. I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much fun.
But yeah, that's how the schedule's looking like next week. Before we go for today, we'll be rating out. Let's see. Today we'll be rating I Love It Blue, who's playing, let me see, Story of Seasons. Oh, let me do this. Yep, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. So let's get over there and show them some support too. But take care, everyone, and good night. And thank you so much for stopping by today. Bye. Take care, Russell. Sleep well. Good night. And thank you so much for stopping by. And I'll see you guys next week. Good night.